It's not that I don't want to win, it's that I don't mind if I lose. And that's because I've just redefined what success is for me in this competition. And what success is for me now is different to you. And that's fine, because we're different people. So for me, in this competition, success, winning, is just stepping on stage. It's because I never thought I would ever be able to do this. I never thought I would ever compete. Not because I didn't want to, because I didn't have the balls to. Because the thought of it fucking scares me, and it still does. I'm terrified. So if I just step on that stage, which I fucking will do it, then that is a win. That is success for me, and that's why I don't care if I lose. Holy shit, it's peak week. As Jeff Albert says, it's the week to not fuck up. There is a lot of mystery and complex talk surrounding the whole peak week thing. From glycogen depletion to front loading to back loading, sodium and water manipulation, stress reduction to training circuits to deloading. There's a lot to think about. Wait, no, let me rephrase that. There's a lot to stress about. A lot. There's also a lot to fuck up. In case you aren't aware, peak week is literally just that last week of your diet phase where the fat loss is finished, and now we are just trying to get the best look we can for that one day of stage. If you don't already look good at the start of peak week, you're not going to look good at the end of peak week. It isn't the week to get shredded, like I said, it's the week to not fuck up. It's the week to fuel up and look your best, to look full, to look healthy, to look ready to smash on stage. So in today's video, I'm going to run you through my full peak week plans in terms of my nutrition, my training, and my full day of eating for show day. Carbs. Soon you will be mine. Alright guys, so I'm just going to put it out there now and say I know this video is not going to do as well as the other videos on my channel, because I know that you guys just want cool fancy recipes and full days of eating that you can use. You don't actually care about me, you care about the recipes, and that's cool. That's why I make them. I know that. That's fine. But I'm making this video anyway, and there are two main reasons that I'm making this video. First is that my head is all over the place with this whole plan, and if I just say it out loud, if I get it into a video, it should help me understand it and just get it out there so that I'm less muddled up. And if I say this is what I'm going to do, then that's what I will do, because I'm a bit of a robot like that. So I just need to get it all out in a video to get it straight in my own head. And the other reason is that this might interest or help one or two of you, and that's really cool if it does. If it does, let me know, give the video a thumbs up. If you do enjoy this type of video and you decide that you'd like to see more of this kind of content from me, I love sharing it with you. So again, leave a comment, let me know if this kind of stuff does interest you, or if the video falls flat on its face, maybe I won't do it again, maybe I will. But anyway, on to peak week nutrition now. Like I said at the start of the video, whatever you do on peak week, it's not going to make you look like a different person. Just that extra couple of percent which could separate you from the guy above or below you. But that being said, I have heard way more stories about people completely messing up the way they look, completely ruining everything that they prepped for by trying to do some fancy stuff on peak week, than I have success stories of peak weeks making somebody jump from, you know, last place to first place. This is my first ever show. I'm 21 years old. I'm not very big. I don't really care how well I do in this show. So with that in mind, I'd rather play it completely safe and look 95% my best than risk fucking it up to look 98% my best. Those 3%, it's not worth it to me. And I think if more people thought that way, I think more people would do well the first or second time they compete. And it might sound strange to you that I say I'm not interested in how well I place in the competition. Why go through all this if I don't really care how well I do? Why spend all that money on the entrance, the travel, the tanning, all the money I've spent on food, all the time that I've spent Why do it if I don't really care how I place? And yeah, that's a valid question. And I would obviously be lying if I said that I didn't care about how well I do. Like, if I won, that'd be sweet. I would like that. I would like to win. But I'm also not going to be upset if I come dead last. It'd be cool to win. Doesn't really bother me if I come last. It's not that I don't want to win, it's that I don't mind if I lose. And that's because I've just redefined what success is for me in this competition. And what success is for me now is different to you. And that's fine, because we're different people. So for me, in this competition, success, winning, is just stepping on stage. It's because I never thought I would ever be able to do this. I never thought I would ever compete. Not because I didn't want to, because I didn't have the balls to. Because the thought of it fucking scares me, and it still does. I'm terrified. So if I just step on that stage, which I fucking will do it, then that is a win. That is success for me, and that's why I don't care if I lose. Alright, it's time to actually talk about my nutrition strategy for peak week. On peak week, there is a lot that you can manipulate. Sodium, water, carbs, cardio, training, so on, so on, so on. The thing is, every single variable that you manipulate adds something that can go wrong. It adds a layer of risk. And as somebody who is peaking for their first time, and as somebody who is just a very anxious person in general, I want to minimize that risk. I just want to keep things as simple as possible. So because of that, I got in touch with somebody via Instagram that I trust hugely in the industry, who has been a huge part of my own personal education, and I am so grateful for them taking the time to respond to my message. I messaged Steve Hall and I asked, as a first-time peaker, as somebody who doesn't want to fuck up, what is the easiest way to peak? The safest way to peak, the best way to not fuck up on peak week. So Steve Hall of Revive Stronger gave me this answer. He said to do a progressive linear load, so building carbs slowly alongside a deload week. So what does that actually mean? Let's break it down. Now a deload week is all about training, so I'll get into that in the next clip, but the progressive linear carb loading, that's where these bad boys come in. This means for the week leading up to show day, I will be progressively adding carbs into my diet each day. Obviously right now, while shredding down, my carbs are low. And some of the more risky extreme peaking strategies could have me eating 500, 600, 800, 1,000 grams of carbs the day or two before show day. And that's just so risky to me. You could bloat up, you could have digestive issues, you could spill over and look watery, you could feel like crap. Whereas a gradual increase in carbs throughout the week allows you to gradually replenish glycogen in a more natural way, allowing me to bring this skeleton ass face back to life. As my glycogen fills up, my muscles should look fuller and I should look more vascular. That in turn will make me look bigger and leaner. So like with most shows, my show is on a Saturday. So here is my plan for peak week. Right now my carbs are averaging around 150 grams a day, which for somebody as active as me, it's pretty sad, right? As of the start of peak week, I'm going to be increasing my carbohydrate intake by 25 grams per day. Fats and protein will stay the same. Sodium and water will stay the same. Step count will stay the same. The less things I change, the less chance there is to fuck up. Foods that I'll be using to increase my carbohydrates will be low fiber and they will be easily digestible sources. These are also going to be similar to or the same carbohydrates that I'll be eating on show day to get my body used to them, to make sure that there's going to be no weird responses to introducing them suddenly whilst I'm nice and lean. And for me, these choices probably won't surprise you. It's going to be rice cakes, it's going to be cereal, it's going to be bread, and it's going to be oatmeal. Again, why those carbohydrate sources? Because I know they work well for me. I eat them loads. When I sit down at night with a nice warm bowl of protein oats, I finish it off, I look down at my arms and I've got road maps of veins just popping out everywhere. I see veins crawling up my abs. Oats are clearly doing something for me. Now of course, the 25 gram increase per day is very conservative. 25 grams of carbs is like 2.5 rice cakes. It's not a lot, but you've got to remember, this is just a baseline for the start of my peak week. If after 2, 3 or 4 days I feel like those 25 grams of carbs have done nothing for me, I'm just burning through them, then I might start adding 50 grams a day. I might start adding 75 or 100 grams a day. And that is exactly the beauty of this progressive linear load. It allows me to be conservative and push where I need to, pull back where I need to. It gives me more time and less ability to fuck up. So it's perfect for a first timer that's being self-coached, like me. Hopefully that makes sense. Huge thank you to Steve Hall. I hadn't heard about this, I didn't know much about this until he suggested it to me. I then did my research, seemed like an amazing option. So thanks again, Steve Hall. Really appreciate it. Now let's talk about training. Back on my carbs to talk about training, and training on peak week is without a doubt more simple than your nutrition. Just hands down, training more simple than nutrition on peak week. There are 2 goals of training on peak week. The first is to reduce stress. You don't want to be sore and beaten up going into a show because 1, you'll feel like crap whilst you're posing, you won't be able to pose properly, and also when your muscles are sore, when they are tired, when they are not repaired, they're going to be holding on to water, they won't have as much definition, they won't look as good. The judges will know if you're going up on stage beaten up. So because of that, for me and basically everyone, peak week is a deload week. First half of my week, I'll be reducing my weights by around 80% of what I would usually use, and I'll be staying about 2 RIR, so not going to failure. Then for 3 to 4 days before show day, based on how I'm feeling, I won't be going anywhere near failure at all. It will be easy training. It's going to be full body circuit style training, literally just to get a pump, 30-45 minutes, in, out, 10 to 20 reps, light weights, far from failure, getting the best pump I can. And this might sound really surprising if you don't know much, if you haven't followed much about bodybuilding peak weeks, but this is actually really common. It's pretty much the done thing for most people as far as I can gather. Not only does the huge drop in training intensity allow all your muscles to, like I said, heal up, become more defined, let go of that water, but it also keeps all of those new carbs you're adding into the body moving around the body rather than just sitting there. The way I'm thinking about it, I don't know how scientifically accurate this is, but the way I'm thinking about it is I'm basically telling my body to put these carbs into these rather than just letting it flow around. It sounds like bro science, but it's true, I think. So that's my training. Aside from that, I'm going to be tapering down my cardio. I'm currently doing around 30 minutes of LISS, low intensity steady state a day. I'll just be tapering that down towards the end of peak week so that I'm doing no cardio the day before. Again, nothing magical, it's just another way to reduce stress. But like I said, step count is going to stay the same because it's one more variable that doesn't need to change. It's not causing a lot of stress. I'll be keeping it where it is so that it's one less variable to fuck up. So that's peak week training and nutrition. What about show day? Show day is the one that I'm nervous about. Even though I know that carbohydrates take more than a few hours to be fully assimilated, and really by show day there's not a lot I can fuck up, I still feel like I'm gonna fuck up. Help! But anyway, based on my own knowledge, my research, advice from friends and things I've learned on podcasts, I've got a rough template, a rough plan put together for my show day. But since when do things ever actually go to plan? But anyway, here it is. At around 9 AM, I'll be having a normal breakfast. It'll be about 60 grams of carbohydrates worth of French toast, because I know it sits well with me. I know I get vascular from it. I know I don't get bloated from it. I have it every day. I look good. I'm happy with how I'm looking, so why change it? Then around 2 hours later, about 11 AM, I'm going to have another small dose of carbs, around 30 to 50 grams worth of protein oats. Again, it's something I eat a lot. I know it sits well with me. I know it brings out that vascularity, so that's why I'm doing it. 2 PM, I'll have another small dose of carbs, probably around 30 grams, some rice cakes and honey. And based on how I'm looking and feeling, I might have also had the same thing around 12:30 PM. Judging for the show begins at 4 PM, so just before that, I'll be having my pump up formula. And that is going to be pretty simple. It's just going to be my typical pre-workout. That's going to be mixed with about 2 grams of sodium, and I'll eat that alongside a small Snickers bar. The 2 grams of sodium is to help with pump and pretty much the same for the pre-workout. Again, the Snickers bar is for salt, for fat and carbs. I know a Snickers bar before stage is super bro sciencey, and I'm not even going to claim I know the exact science why people go for it, but how do you know it doesn't work if you don't try it, right? Basically, throughout show day, I'll be trickling in easy to digest, fast acting carbohydrates that I know sit well with my body. I'll then be taking something to help me pump up on stage and keeping it as simple as that. Obviously, lots could go wrong, but then again, I'm natural and I'm not that shredded. So maybe not a lot could go wrong. I guess we'll find out. Alright guys, like I said, I know this isn't the usual type of video I make, and I'm not expecting it to go down anywhere near as well as the recipe videos and full day of eating videos that I do make. But if you have made it to this point in the video, if you are still here, then I really genuinely appreciate you so much. Leave a comment, let me know if you made it to the end. If you enjoy this type of information and you enjoy finding out more about my own personal fitness journey, more than just the recipes and the full day of eating, then let me know, because I'm happy to share it with you guys. I just need to know if you care. Remember that I do offer online coaching, so if you are in need of a little bit of help, a little bit of support, with a friendly face for your online coaching, make sure to hit that top link in my description, get in touch with me, and we can work together. Subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every single Tuesday, and they're usually pretty good, I'd say, so join the team and don't miss out. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Until the next one, see you later guys.